G'day folks, welcome back to Tanto Monta. We're into turn 3 now. It's looking at the start of 1483 and things are ramping up across the board. Portuguese and North Africans here are, continuing their war. Portuguese, as you can see, with a pretty solid foothold along the western coast there. Last turn, the North Africans, a Muslim player, was unable to what do they call pillage or intercept, raid, plunder the resources coming out of Portugal. So they secured some command points, 2 VP, a nice naval resource there. Plus some, I think they got some cavalry or militia, which they've placed somewhere. What else is happening? What else? Look, a lot in northern Italy. There's so much going on here. You've got Venice is active, Florence is active, Genoa is active. The French have captured Milan, so they've got a strong base in northern Italy. Charles, okay, so we've had changes of leadership. So Jarl II, King of Portugal, has arrived. The only thing he really adds is he now has an admin rating. So the Portuguese can save cards. And Charles VIII, King of France, has arrived. So a lower charisma, fewer cards for the French, but a greater admin rating. So they can save some cards. This also brings Charles onto the board. He's a good military commander, so good news for the French. The bad news for the Portuguese is they do lose one of their commanders, which let them, so Braganza comes out and he can only command Portuguese. He cannot command the Beltalianas in a combined force. So they'll probably they've been defensive, but they're forced to be defensive now. They can't really be more mobile. What else? Yeah, look, stuff going on. Spanish are struggling. They wanted to capture the Canary Islands as quickly as possible. 2 little outposts remaining. They've got some forces here, 6 regulars. They're going to have to move them in, and that's their priority for this turn. Secure the Canaries and continue to prosecute these wars against the Beltrayenos and the Catalans around here. The Catalans have really had to pull back now. They're back to Barcelona and Vic. Okay, so we are heading into, we've done card draw already. Both the Spanish and the French were pretty successful. The French, so their charisma is down, so they draw 1 fewer card, but their noble houses are up. So they had a good lot of success. Plus the Portuguese get their Portuguese Explorations home card, which adds a naval squadron, add 2 naus. 1 may be placed in a settlement if desired, which is brilliant. Then conduct 2 naval moves, or choose any resource from a settlement and move it directly to your player card. I don't think that's that great, because they get this at the end of the turn anyway. But then they get to take... but then fill those settlements back up with resources. Okay, so then select 2 ocean zones, randomly choose a resource, and move it directly to a player card. Okay, so they get 2 resources, refill, and then that is pretty good. So the Portuguese really, really focus on exploration here. Okay, let's move into, I believe, up to the spring phase and the headline event. So let me run you through. I tell you what, the Muslims really struggle. They get 4 new cards. They get their home cards. They don't get their 3rd home card until turn 4. And so they get to draw 4 cards and pretty garbage. Okay, this will help them because the Portuguese have these fortifications along the coast, and treachery will help them kind of pretty much instantly grab one of those fortifications. This would be great May also immediately transfer Kemal Reis to the Nasrid Naval Unit. Oh, there he is. He remains as a Nasrid naval leader and then take 2 CP. So it's a great turn for the Muslims to actually, great card for the Muslims to actually receive in their card draw. Unfortunately, they've also got Cavalry Pursuit and Ambush, which both kind of suck. And the problem here now is these are 2 cards that they want to play, and these are just response cards, and then they've got their home cards. So they don't, if they use one of these to power up, they'll likely fail. Basically what you do is you pick 1 card to play for the event, it'll be one of these 4, and you pick a second card as a support card to power it up. And whoever has the lowest support card doesn't get the event to happen. And you kind of want, well, you never want 2s, that just really sucks. And unfortunately, because they're response cards, I don't think I can play response cards. Home card, mandatory event, or normal event card. Yeah, you can't play response cards. So it's going to have to be one of these cards that he plays. And then you have to use another card to power it up. Oh, geez, this is really tough. 5C, this is a great card. I've got to play this, and I think I'll play Treachery. It's probably the least. Yes, I know it's an automatic capture of a fort, but we can use our other cards to do this. So this is what they're doing. They're going to play in support of Al Andalus, North African Aid, and we're going to power up with Treachery for 5 CP. All right, that's their decision. Lock it in. Now we get to the Portuguese, and it's a new Muslim leader, which they desperately need. This is going to increase their charisma, keep the admin rating. This is going to be a required card. We don't want this to happen until much, much later in the turns. This is going to be the last card the Portuguese play. It's not going to change much. Where's this card? It won't change anything, actually. I could just get that out straight away. Maximilian, this is a bad card for the French. Burgundy, Brittany, Metz, and or Milan. Okay, we've got 3 home cards. What else have we been dealt? This is basically a free victory point. Nothing can beat this for support. So if I play that for support, it's a Portuguese victory point. And then, overseas voyages. Adding Vasco da Gama to Sea Zones 1 and 3. From now on, all players can make world trips to the New World. The Portuguese love that. Love it. So we're going to do that. And then they'll also get 3 ops to spend. So they're going to power up. This is because it's a 6 op card, a 6 CP card, but because they're using it for the headline event support, it counts as 8. And I don't think any card can beat that for headline event support. That's 8 CP support, which means the Portuguese will win the headline phase, basically. You don't necessarily win it, but they'll have the highest CP in support. And the Spanish, they've got 11 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 3 home cards. And unfortunately, they saved these 2. They do have Bencomo Guanche leader. This is leader. I don't want that to happen. Definitely don't want that to happen. Alhama is now controlled by Castile. They seize Alhama. Alhama is here. So I will point out, war has broken out between the Nasrids and the Spanish. So the Reconquista has begun. This would be wonderful to lead with. Alhama is now controlled by Castile, who plays as a control marker and 4 Castilian militias. The Spanish player eliminates half the Nasrid units present there. They don't have any there. Displacing all of the units. From now on, Castile may recruit militia in Alhama as if it were a limited home space. Place the event marker as a reminder. It's nice. It's a free capture of that fort. I do worry. I don't worry too much, actually. 1, 2, 3. There's 7 there with Boabdil. Okay, that's a potential event. They haven't explored. They don't have any settlements. That's a response. That's a response. Don't want to play that. Look, the Spanish might lead with... They might lead with Seed of an Empire, building some more units, and just preparing. No, you know what? Let's lead with Andalusia. Andalusian neighbours seize Alhama. What are we going to play to support it though? We want it to happen. I love this event. We're going to try and explore with the Spanish and then replace a Portuguese settlement with our own. I do want this to happen, so I've got to play a decent card, and I'm thinking I'll play Ben Como. We'll play that, because we don't want this event to happen, so we'll just be using it for ops. May as well use it to power up our event, and hopefully, you know, the Spanish don't know what else is happening. They're hoping that their 5 will be enough to win the headline phase. Hey, Nathan, welcome. I'm loving this. I said it yesterday, last night. I think this is better than Here I Stand. All right, I'm going out there on a limb. This is better than Here I Stand. Here I Stand. Okay, remove a settlement from a seas ocean zone. I don't want to hurt the Portuguese. We've renewed our alliance again. Draw 2 cards, and 1 naval resource. Then select and give any 1 card. Draw 2 cards, give 1 to another player. So I could give this to the Portuguese, who are closely allied with the French. They're getting along really well. Draw 2 cards and a naval resource, then give any 1 card. Then draw 2 cards, so I actually add it to my hand, then I can give this event must be played as a headline event. Choose and discard an additional card, then deactivate any minor power, and then I can activate them. So I can deactivate a minor power, other than the papacy, and then activate that power. So I could seize Venice from the Spanish. I could seize Florence from the Spanish. That is tempting. But I have to choose and discard an additional card. Is it worth the effort? Venice is already leaning French. They're not far from gaining Florence. It feels like choose and discard an additional card. The French actually have a very nice hand. They don't want to discard anything else. They're looking at this. Okay, headline event support 7 CP. Now they don't know the Portuguese have this, right? So to be frank, if I saw this in my hand, I'd be tempted to play that as a support card. So they're going to support with 7, which means it's all but guaranteed that their event will happen. What do they want to happen? Look, maybe advancing. I've still got some scope to advance some of these houses. 1 noble house, 2 levels, 2 regulars, and a cavalry. Or spring deploy into Italy. I'm not so bothered. Or, because Barcelona is still controlled, 3 CP worth of actions, and I will use this probably to recruit Catalan forces here. So the French have got some really interesting decisions to make because they've got such a strong hand. Hey, Hexy, welcome. I am trying to decide what to do. I don't want to play diplomatic movements. I just think that's a waste. Drawing 2 cards. I like this idea. Don't want natural disasters. Don't want unexpected reinforcements. So it's a toss-up between these 3. Loyalty, this is pretty standard. I can play that. That's not urgent. I can play that later. I like the idea of drawing another card just at the start of the turn. Drawing both of these will let me draw another card. This will give me 3 CP of actions. The problem is I won't be able to do much with those actions. I kind of want to save that for later, which means I'm leaning towards Missive Between Kings. Okay, we've picked our headline events. We reveal. Okay, ooh, this is going to be interesting. So these guys win. They have the highest support, 8 CP support. So that support card is discarded. This event happened, and this is overseas voyages. So first of all, the Portuguese get a victory point. They are right behind the French now, doing very well with their exploration focus. We resolve this event. This is interesting. Just so go to 16.7. Overseas voyages may now move to the New World, so we can cross this red line, or to the Indian Ocean. We can cross this red line. We have to may also blah blah blah. So we add Christopher Columbus to C Zone 1, and we add the Portuguese Vasco da Gama to C Zone 3. If they have not been explored, place them in the ocean zone nearest. So Columbus is being built. Da Gama is on his way, because the Spanish haven't explored this yet, because it's just the start of turn 3. And they don't count against the limit of 2 per turn. You'll notice they have very good crew. So 3 crew, that adds a +3 modifier. If dismantled to found a settlement or sunk, remove them from the game. So both of these guys, they don't necessarily want to found settlements. They just want to keep exploring and pursue these cartography bonuses. Now, Columbus, on his first attempt to explore Zone A, reduce the number of navigation checks required from 2 to 1. Okay. If Spain becomes the first player to found a settlement in Zone 7, they earn 2 VP. Wow, so they're going to really try and go west. Da Gama, on his first attempt to explore Zone 4, no navigation check is required. If Portugal becomes the first player to settle in Zone 5 using Da Gama, they earn 2 VP. Okay, so that's where we want to send Da Gama out to. We want to send him out to Zone 5 out here, to Goa. Okay. And then there are further other events which may affect them as well. So the Portuguese play that. From now on, all players can make trips to the New World and the Indian Ocean. That is removed from play. And the Portuguese get 3 ops. Can you guess what they're going to do? Vasco da Gama is on the board. Vasco da Gama is going to go a-sailing. And I need to make sure I do this right, because, geez, there's a couple of overlapping things happening here. So, we need the navigation table. So Da Gama is going to try and sail down here to Zone 3. Right. How does he do that? Is it a hazarded passage? No, he's crossing a blue line. He needs to make a no, he doesn't need to make a navigation check. All right, doesn't need to make a navigation check. He needs to make a terra incognita check, because he hasn't explored this zone yet. So the Portuguese are rolling 2 dice. Let me get this as a more convenient die roll tray. All right, they roll 2 dice. They add 3 for Da Gama's crew. Hey, this is successful. We place a Portuguese exploration marker here, and we gain the cartography victory point for the Portuguese. So that's another VP for the Portuguese. They are looking pretty good. They are happy with that, very happy. Tying with the French now. You didn't order any game, Sexy, just boxes and trays. Pick up this. This is great. So I almost didn't order this. Reading other reviews where people said there's a lot of chrome and all this kind of stuff. I almost didn't order it. I only got this because For the People was out of stock and I had to replace it. And I'm so glad I picked it up. This is rapidly rising in my rating. So exploration successful, gain a victory point, apply the result. That's hold on a sec. What does that move count as? That counts as a naval move. Is it a naval move? Yeah, so I can also move this one down to here. All right, that's one of my 3 actions from that mandatory event. I've got 2 more to go. Gonna do another naval move. Gonna move this. It is very tempting to cross, but this crew isn't great. I think I'm just gonna keep this crew coming down. This requires 2 navigation checks because of the 2 arrows. It would deny the Spanish 2 VP, but I lost a nous last turn. I don't want to risk it again, so I'm just going to go naval move. And in fact, when I do a naval move, these guys can come out into here. And I've got some fleets up in Lisbon. They can come out into the Bay of Cadiz. All right, so Portuguese fleets coming out of harbour. Oops. Okay. Second naval move. All right, I'm going to move attempt. Now he's doing a dangerous crossing. And I'll move this one up to here. So you can see the Portuguese have claimed all these settlements in this area. All right, second naval move, moving across this. This does require a navigation check, but Da Gama's crew adds 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, no effect. So they make it, but now they must make a Terra Incognita check. Again, +3. Oh, this is brilliant. That is successful, and they gain another cartography victory point. Portuguese are now ahead. Their focus on exploration is really paying off. Right, so they're kind of holding their own, they're holding the frontier, but yeah, everything's going well for them. Oh, I don't know what happened, sorry. I've just lost video and it doesn't want to work. All right, sorry about this. Give me a moment. You can still hear me, you just can't see me. So I may have to restart my phone to get the camera going. What this darkness represents is Da Gama sailing through, is it Cape Horn, at night time. So here we go, I think it's working again. Yep, all right, camera's working. Here we go. All right, we're back on. Sorry about that. You just froze. Okay, so Da Gama advance. That's 1, 2. They made it. They've got one more left, and I'm going to move this nous into the Congo, because that lets them now establish a settlement for 2 CP later on. And Da Gama is going to try and sail into here. Remember, if he is the first person to Oh, he didn't need to roll for that. If there's the first person to settle here, so we do a navigation check. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, he's damaged by that, but he makes it. And then he'll make a Terra Incognita check. 9, 10, 11, 12 is successful exploration. That's another cartography victory point for the Portuguese. They are up to 28 victory points. And this is still the headline phase. So just in this headline phase, well, they picked up 3 VP from the play of 1 card. That's brilliant. So very good play by the Portuguese. Overseas voyages, Da Gama comes out, they get to, I mean, they got very lucky that they were dealt that card. Okay, 3 VPs in 1 turn. I don't think it gets, in the headline phase, doesn't get much better than that. I don't think, well, yeah. For a 3 CP card as well, boom, boom, boom. Da Gama's crew is brilliant. They can now move into Goa, settle it, they're sorted. All right, now we go to who's next, and it's the French. Now, the player with the second, because they're playing a 7 CP headline event support, disappointing that they didn't get the VP, but there's still hope, because second place, they get to roll a die. Okay, they can roll a die. I'm going to roll a French die. That's terrible. If it's 5 or higher, they gain a VP. They can sacrifice their admin to boost it up to 5. They can't because they won't have enough. So no VP, but the event happens. They draw 2 cards and 1 naval resource. It's a regular, which isn't great for them because they've got so many troops they just don't know what to do with. 2 events. Ooh, I think the French are going to keep that, and they will give this to the Portuguese, their allies. Interesting. Okay, that's the French event done. Not very exciting. Yep, that's it. All right, so now it's a tie between, oh, look at this. The Spanish and the Muslims, they both played a 5. Someone's gonna be really disappointed here. And I think in the case of a tie, the player with the fewer VPs goes first, which is the Spanish. So the poor Muslims who are struggling, their event doesn't happen. Wow, that's gonna be frustrating. So the Spanish get their Andalusian nobles seize Alhama. So basically they get that for free. They place a control marker and 4 Castilian militias. I am really struggling with markers. Castile. Okay, I can take a 6 and put 2 down with Isabella. In Valladolid, that lets me, here we go, that lets me build 4 Castilian militias in Alhama. There are no Nazareth units there. I can recruit militia in Alhama. And I place the Alhama event as a reminder. I need to find the Alhama event. Oh, there it is, right in front of me. That's a reminder. And then remove from play. And that was what they used to power it up. And then the poor Muslims, wow. Wow, they don't have much, and they burnt two powerful cards for nothing. All they get to do is move any player's influence marker up or down one space. Ugh. Okay, so look, they have the capacity to seize Venice. The Muslims cannot activate control a lot of these places, but they can activate Venice and Genoa and Naples. But the Spanish are so far ahead in Naples. What do they want to do? What do they want to do? Maybe just push themselves up in Venice, I guess. Or push themselves up even more to deactivate Florence, take it off the Spanish. They don't really care. The prospects of taking Venice are pretty cool though. All right, that's it. They're just bumping themselves up one. That is the end of the headline event. We now get to naval escort. Now each player with an explored ocean zone can move a naval squadron. So the Portuguese can move a naval squadron over to this region, but they have no settlements there. And for now, they're going to be building settlements here. So no plans. Well, we're going to build a settlement here. So we could move a naval squadron out here. I don't think I'm going to worry about it. I'm going to leave my naval squadrons where they are. For this turn, we'll try and build a settlement here and another settlement here and a settlement here, and I think that'll do. This settlement here, settlements produce resources, but I'm not all that interested in the resources here. It's more about the victory points for this. So no naval escort. Troop deployment is important. So the Muslims here, with a stack in Fez, we've got a stack here in Almere. They have got four there. Let's consolidate. Let's leave a militia behind. And in fact, I'm going to split these regulars. A militia and a regular behind, and we'll redeploy up to Granada. And let's see if we can put some pressure on Alhama. I don't know. This capture of Alhama has basically split Nasrid Kingdom in two because there's no connection between Malaga and Granada. Okay, and they're happy there. They can move straight into that location. The Portuguese are just going to reinforce. So they're going to take these two guys, send them across one sea zone, and with Zhao in Asila. Done. He's going to need that to fight off North Africans here. The Spanish. Okay, pretty simple. Ferdinand moving into Lerida. Well, we'll leave something behind. We'll leave one regular behind in Zaragoza, and he will continue his war. I think everything's pretty good. We want to finish off. I want to finish off the Catalans before I kind of. Actually, you know what? The great captain can move south. He's got a decent stack here. He can command 12 forces, so he'll move south to prosecute this war, sorry. That's fine. The French, all right, they've got dudes in Paris. Not many dudes. So we'll leave Tremoille behind. We're going to bring the whole stack down to where Anjou is. All right, combine these forces. Actually, you know what? No, we're not. We're going to bring them one. They can come down here. He can't command Catalan forces. We've got Albrecht up here with 3 troops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's only got 5. So the French need to do some recruiting. Look, I might bring them up here to where Albrecht is. Just because they don't have a lot of troops. So I'm going to combine that force. That means that the Catalans are going to be in a bit of trouble. But I'm going to try and move against the Spanish, Castilians in the north. All right, that's it. That is troop deployment done. Time for actions. And Muslim player turn first. They've got garbage cards. They can save 2 cards. So they've got 2 home cards, 2 response cards. Absolutely terrible. Look, to be honest, I kind of feel like they're on the defensive. So I'm going to play... We've got a good stack of 5 there. 3 here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to... They didn't deploy here, did they? So I'm going to move 1 militia down here to Agadir, and that's it. All right, so I'm going to play Sultanate, play their home card, add a cavalry. Do they have? Yes, they do have a cavalry, a regular, and 2 militia to home spaces. So I can. That's good. Tangier is at max. We're going to put 2 militia in Badiz. We're going to put our cavalry down here. This is not a fortified space, so it'll be a field battle. And the cavalry is great at field battles. I'm then going to put another regular in Marrakesh, just in case the Portuguese move against it, which means I'm kind of... Look, they've got 4 defense there. I'm playing very defensive. Then I advance my influence marker with a minor power by 1 level in any track. So I'm going to advance Venice. And I can resolve the diplomatic status of another minor. Right, so I'm going to resolve the diplomatic status of Florence. I think, no, wait, this might be an exception to the normal rule. 21.6. Yes, all players activate or deactivate. So maybe I don't want that to happen. Maybe I want to resolve the... yeah, I may as well do Florence. Okay, so the way this works is everyone, because it's an event card, everyone contributes. All right, we roll 4 dice, and we basically add where they are on the track. So, oh, beautiful. I can tell you the Muslims are going to win this. So 1, 1, 2, 3. Portuguese are 0 plus 4. Spanish are 0 plus 5. So the Muslims win. They are furthest down the track, but they cannot activate this power. So all that happens is Florence becomes deactivated from the Spanish. And the poor resolve this turn. All markers come down here. Florence becomes deactivated. And the Spanish lose a key and lose a victory point. And that kind of hurts them. That does open up Florence for the French on a future turn. But the poor Spanish, they're languishing on 15 VPs. They get so many cards. They have like a lot of freedom at the end of the turn. They just can't grab these VPs. They need to be waging these wars, and now they need to be exploring. So I think we'll start to dedicate more Spanish resources to exploration. All right, that is, what else do we do? That's it. That's the Muslim player turn complete. We look at Portugal. All right. So as I said, this won't change anything. I may as well play this for the mandatory event. So Mulli Hassan dies. That comes out, place this card as the ruler of the Muslim. That gives them an extra card draw at the start of the turn. Same admin rating, and it's a required event. That gives the Portuguese 3 ops. They are going to do a naval move, move into Goa. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I'm going to build a Naus. All right, so I take my Naus available, shuffle them up without looking, and then draw one. It's decent. That's 2 CP out of 3. Third CP, I'm going to move. Right, so they're ready to settle. They're ready to settle. They're on the move. Things going well. All right. Pretty straightforward Portuguese turn. Now we get to the Spanish. And they must wage war. They must be more aggressive. And they need to explore. So look, and we need to capture the Canary Islands. So what am I going to do? Important card to play, important card to play, important card to play. This would be good, Sea Dog. Return all your naval movements on the turn track to your force pool. Don't worry about that. Then take 2 CPs of actions and 2 naval moves in any order you desire. So they're going to build a Naus. 2 CPs of actions. Yeah, this is a good event to play right now. 2 CPs of actions. All they're going to do is build a Naus. All right, so watch this. Draw at random. It's a terrible crew, okay? But then I get 2 naval moves in any order I desire. So Columbus is going to lead these fleets into this ocean zone. Okay, let's read the special rules for Columbus. Okay, Columbus. On his first attempt to explore Zone A, he only makes 1 check. All right, so they still have to make a navigation check because this is an unexplored zone, but Columbus gets a +3 modifier. So 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, 12. Congratulations, they have navigated. All right, so they've safely found a route. Then that's 1 naval move. So I've spent a 2 CP, I get 1 more naval move. We're going to send Columbus across to Zone A, and we're going to get this one down to here. Let's try this one, because there's no settlements here for the Spanish. So let's try this one first. A 5 on the Terra Incognito. It's going to sink. That's going to sink there. Now, so that goes up to there. Yeah, that's frustrating. Even at 1 more would have helped them. That poor crew. Columbus, however, he also rolls on the... Now, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. Yeah, it's a navigation table. It's not a hazardous passage, so they don't need to roll. They do not need to roll. Yeah, they don't need to make a hazardous passage. So instead, they roll on Terra Incognita. And they're sunk. Okay. Oh boy. All right, so now Columbus. Columbus is trying to cross this red line. He only needs to make, despite there's 2 arrows, his special rule is he just makes 1 roll. Oh my God. Columbus is sunk. Oh, wow. And he's out of the game permanently. The poor Spanish have had no luck. Unbelievable. +3 modifier and they roll snake eyes. At this point, the Spanish are going to give up. Nothing is going their way, except for the war on the land. So they oh God. So they've lost. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. They've lost both their nows. They've lost Columbus. Columbus is dead. He will not come back. If sunk, remove them from the game. That is shocking. All right. Spanish are done. If you build it now, you may move it directly. They didn't have a settlement. If you make any roll on the cartography table. Make any roll on the cartography table. What is the cartography table? On the cartography table. There is no such thing as a cartography table. There is a navigation table. I'm going to check this. The card says, if you make a roll on the cartography table, there is no cartography table. So this must be an errata. I'll just check this. Just jumping on Board Game Geek to see what it says. No results. No results. No one's asked this question. Well, what is the cartography table? Okay, so, well, this has got to be the Terra Incognita, which means, I think, so Columbus is dead, because he was rolling on the navigation table. But this other one, I think they survive with the +1 modifier, because they were actually rolling on the Terra Incognita table for cartography. All right, so Sea Dog, +1 modifier, that'll give them just enough to be damaged and not sunk. Just. Columbus is still dead. He rolled Snake Eyes. Even his +3 modifier can't save him because he was rolling on the navigation table. So 2 + 3 is 5. He's definitely sunk. Yeah, nothing can save him. All right. But their other Nous does survive with some damage. Okay. The French. Over to the French turn. And what are they doing? They want to invade Spain, basically. I'm just going to play 4 ops. All right, we're going to move Charles, and I think he can move his whole stack. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He'll move the full stack over and lay siege to this Spanish fortification across the border. That's 1. That is 1. Oh, I think we're going to move our fleets out. We're going to naval move for 2. And the French are going to build a Nous. They're going to join the exploration party. Why not? There may be a few VPs up for grabs here, so we'll build that. They're not good. The French don't have great capacity, but they're going to cross their fingers and hope for the best. So they're building that with 2 more. And they're done. That's 4 ops. All right, back to the Muslims. And they're just going full defensive. Actually, did I say I was going to try and attack Alhama? I don't think I did. All right, let's play 2 ops. Let's oh geez, a lot of cavalry here who can't help in a siege, and there's a big stack. They can't do anything. Look, I think the Muslims are just going to play. Look, because we are so weak, let's add a combination of 4 units, cavalry or regular, to Nazrid home spaces. 4 units, cavalry or regulars. They are good at field battles. So 2 units, 2 regulars, Nazrid home spaces. Let's throw them in Granada. Ah, that's it. That's it. That'll do. All right, so now we get to the Portuguese. Cartography, Nathan's saying cartography tables on the top right of the chart. Oh, okay. Thank you. When would I roll on the cartography table then? So that's, when do you roll on cartography table? And how is it different to oh, this is, okay, so I did not roll on the, so going back, that is something, because they were not rolling on that. They were actually rolling on the navigation table. All right, so we've got, when you are crossing a dangerous area, as Columbus did, you roll on this. He was sunk. The Nous crossing over here to explore it, to see if he can find a path to this region, you roll here. Once you're already in an area, you can spend a naval move to roll on the cartography table. You need to roll very well to do so. You need 11 or more, but basically lets you re-roll if you're already in an area. That is not what was happening. So no, they don't get the +1 modifier. The Spanish situation just gets worse. All right. So that was the Muslims. We're up to the Portuguese now. And they're going to play 4 ops. They don't need this for the response. 4 ops. They are going to settle. This goes back on the turn track. And they're going to settle. And Da Gama is removed from the game. All right. Now, what this means is... I got that from Henry the Navigator. Vasco da Gama, +1 what? If I'm the first player to found a settlement in Zone 5 using Da Gama, I earn 2 VP. Okay, so how do I track that? There's got to be a separate event reminder. That's been played. Oh, Portuguese settlements. I don't think I've been tracking these either. Maybe it's overseas. Yeah, it is. Overseas voyages. 2 VP for the Portuguese. They fly up even more. Yep. Okay. So yes, 2 VPs because the first to settle in Zone 5. Done. What I'm wondering is why I have this for. Vasco da Gama +1. I don't know why I need that. Henry the Navigator, that's been played. There are all these little victory point reminder tokens, and I'm just checking Portuguese settlements. That's it, because I've got so many settlements, and I don't think I've been giving myself victory points for them. So the Portuguese probably need quite a few extra VPs. Portugal's keys. Settlements. Portugal gained. I need to check the settlement rules. Founding settlements. Draw a naval resource, place it face down. I don't know why. Draw a naval resource, place it face down. Yep, okay, so I do that. Naval resource, naval resource. I'm allowed to look at it, but I don't care. It doesn't say anything about... Whenever the Portuguese player is creating a new settlement in a zone, he must select the colour ones before the grey ones. Doesn't say anything about victory points. So why do the Portuguese have these Portuguese settlement victory point markers? Where are they? They've disappeared now. Piracy. Portuguese settlements, up to 6. So there are, we can go to, for example, the Portuguese special rules, all listed here. We've played this. That's about their home keys. North African ports are important. That's a special event. Beltalianos, Peace of Alcovas, effects for that. Beltalianos, peace, this is still the peace, Treaty of Tordesillas, blah, blah, blah. That's another event. I don't know. I have no idea why the Portuguese have... I'm going to check that later, rather than wasting time. So what was that? That was 2 ops. They build a settlement, they're done. They got the victory points for that from Goa. And they're way ahead now. Right, the Spanish. The Spanish are pretty keen to go to war. So they are going to play... Ugh. We'll play slave trade, but we're going to ignore the bottom half now. Roll a die. A 1, 2, or 3. Take 2 CP of actions. Wow. Or a resource direct to your player card. I'm going to take a resource because there's a better chance of getting something good. +1 card. Great. Which is probably better than the 2 CP of actions. And that's the Spanish turn done. All right, the French are laying siege up here. Geez, they've got some good cards. Choose 2 ocean zones and remove an unfortified settlement and its resource and roll 3 dice. If played by France or the Muslims, they gain 1 VP. Look, I know this hurts the Portuguese, but it's too good to resist. Actually, you know what? We're going to... play 5 ops. 5 ops to build another Naus. We've only got 1 left, so 1, 2. Then I'm going to do 3 to assault the siege up here. What have the Spanish got? They have got 2 +1 for defender. That's no hits. Again, poor bloody Spanish. The French over here in my hand have got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, which will be halved to 3, +2 for Charles will give them 5 dice. Hitting on 5 or 6. That's enough to wipe out the Spanish. 2 6s, the Spanish are gone, and the French capture Fuenterrabia. All right, that's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do a naval move. So these ships are sailing together, trying to explore this ocean zone. So this is a... Okay, no navigation roll needed because it's crossing a safe line, so it's just terra incognita. Sunk. Oh, unbelievable. Did both ships sink or just one? Hold on, 4 plus 1 is 5. Yep, that's sunk. My exploration rolls have been pretty horrific. Okay, so one sinks, the other one remains in the zone. Oh wow, look at that. 3 dead plus Columbus. Okay, I've got 1 op left, and I can reattempt this, right? And now I can attempt this. I can do another naval move, basically, to attempt to explore it again, I believe. Or I can move out from here to put a lot of pressure on Isabella. Can capture Victoria. That might be a pretty good move, actually. Hit Ferdinand in the rear. Yeah, so let's do this. Let's move up to here. Capturing Victoria. That's a French VP. Up 1 France, down 1 Spain. Just because, you know, the Spanish haven't been punished enough. So, why not? Oh, wow. Okay. And that's the French turn done. Poor Muslims have 2 crappy cards left. I think it's going to pass. They have an admin rating of 2. They can just pass and do nothing. Yep. Portuguese are looking good. 3 home cards, 2 mandatory cards. So although they've got an admin rating of 2, they're not going to be able to save any of these. They are doing so well with exploration and settlements, they're going to keep it up. Add a naval squadron. Add 2 Naus. Now, how many have I built? They can build up to 3, I think. Or choose any resource from a settlement and move it. And I can look at my resources. So I can look at this and go, ooh, that's 4 command points. That's 3 command points. What else have I got? That's it. So I can move 1 resource and select 2 ocean zones where I have settlements, choose a resource from among them and move it directly to my play card, then fill them back and take 3 CP. So that'll give me 7 CP plus 3. It's 10 CP just by taking those things. That's pretty good. As much as I love building the Naus, add 2 Naus. 1 may be placed in a settlement. So I could place 1 all the way over here. That saves me a lot of actions. Plus 2 naval moves and a naval squadron. So that's actually 6, 7, 8. I think that's actually better. It sounds weird. The resources are wonderful, but being able to... So what I'm going to do is place a naval squadron in a home space. Let's put it up there. Add 2 Naus. Yep, so I've got 2 available here. They're going to be random. And 1 may be placed in a settlement. All right, so I'm going to place this one in Goa and this one in the built Naus box, then conduct 2 naval moves. 1 to move out of that settlement, 1 to move there, 1 to move there. Second naval move, move into there, move up here. Let's try and explore Zone 6. The Portuguese will show the French and the Spanish how it's done like that. That's a 12. They succeed in cartography yet again. That's another Portuguese victory point. So easy for the Portuguese. And that's our 2 naval moves done. So we're ready to settle here. We've got, look, Portuguese are absolutely dominating on the seas. All right, and they're done. Now the poor Spanish. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, well look, now that the French are invading Castile, let's make them lose half their land units, rounded down. Right, so I'm picking this stack, and we're saying, Charles, lose half your units, rounded down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they've got to lose 4. 2 and 2. They're down to a stack of 4 now. That's a bit scary. And suddenly Charles feels a bit nervous about what he's done. Stuck between Isabella and Ferdinand. All right, that was the Spanish turn. What can the French do? Unexpected reinforcements. 5 CP of units. Place them in common spaces that you either control or that have some of your units. Boom. Perfect timing. 4, we're just going to build some militia. 5 militia, back with Charles. Timing couldn't be better. He's stronger than what he was before. Unexpected French reinforcements arrive. Very happy. All right, look folks, we're kind of halfway through the turn. Portuguese have 4 cards left. The poor Spanish, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards left. And the French have got 1, 2, 3, 4 cards left. The good thing about the French is they have the option to possibly draw another card. Possibly draw another card. They want to get some exploration done. So yeah, what was Muslims on the defensive, just trying to survive. Portuguese gaining so many VPs from exploration. That's the victory conditions I should look closely at. And the French are starting to think, oh, I'm a bit worried about this alliance. They're a long way from this automatic victory. If their VP is less than 48, but 7 VP greater than any other player, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 more VP, and the Portuguese win a domination victory. It's got to be turn 4 or later. Yeah. Portuguese are loving this. They don't get as many cards as neither the French or the Spanish. They are just having more effect with their cards. 2 more naval moves, so I can, move my navies, my fleets into some more ports. Add another now. I don't know. Gain a VP because they still control a home key. That's 1 VP. Options for the Portuguese. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in. Loving this game. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I've said it again, better than Here I Stand. All right, folks.